Yo, what is good? This is HDex here with another video, or it might be the first video on this channel actually. And today I will be showing you how to set up Motivewave so you can get started on trading order flow. Now, a lot of people on YouTube don't really, I think there's not really any good videos on YouTube right now on how to set up order flow. Cause order flow is more niche, right? And there's just not a lot of good teachers out here. So I decided that I am gonna start a series on order flow, on teaching the basics, maybe advanced stuff too, and how you can actually get started transitioning either from whatever other strategies you have into order flow, or if you're starting completely from scratch, you can learn how the market actually works. So anyways, coming into here, the first thing we have to actually do is to download, right? You might be asking, so what are the softwares? So primarily, you're going to be using three major softwares: Sierra Chart, Motivewave, or Quantower. If you're broke, then you can use Quantower. And if you have a little bit of money, then I prefer using Motivewave because it's easier to set up. Or you can use Sierra Chart, where Sierra Chart's a bit harder to set up, but it's overall really customizable platform. It's just there's so much shit. Like, it looks like a 1970s platform, but a lot of great traders use Sierra Chart, so it's not a bad option. Same with Deep Charts. Deep Charts is solid as well, but I prefer Motivewave because it's the most purest form where you can see all the data. So anyways, to get started here, we're gonna go on Motivewave, right? And you're gonna go to download, and you're gonna have download for Windows. So there, you're just gonna download for Windows, obviously, set it up. Should be very solid. It's gonna be version 7. And then we're gonna go to the actual, so if we close this here, and boot up Motivewave, you'll actually see this, okay? So getting in here, this is what it's gonna show. Fuck, it's hard to actually show this, but on my other screen, let me see if I can actually change this. As you can see here, okay, there we go. On this screen right here, you can see this is what you're gonna see when you boot up Motivewave. It's gonna be Motivewave 7. Select the workspace. You're gonna create a new workspace. So in this case, it's gonna be for me, HDex. You're gonna press continue, and then you're gonna be told to log in. Now, what are you gonna be logging in with? You have to know that first, Motivewave is only a charting platform when we usually use it, because you're gonna be trading on prop firms, right? Prop firms, live accounts, etc. Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, AMP. All these brokers are gonna be used on your actual execution platform. Now, Motivewave, you could use it as an execution platform, but I personally don't recommend it. And there's a lot of bugs on Motivewave, so I prefer to use it as a charting platform and have a separate tab of Tradeovate where you're actually placing orders and actually executing. So what are you gonna be using for actual username and password, right? You'll be asking. So you're gonna go on Quantower and you're searching for Quantower free trial. What this is gonna do is, if you go to here, AMP Futures, free Quantower. Now you're not actually gonna be downloading the Quantower platform, although you can if you can't afford Motivewave. Motivewave is going to be the plan here. I'll show you the pricing here. It's going to be the order flow plan, where it's going to be $49 a month. Do not get the standard plan. The standard plan does not do anything. You don't need anything above this as well. They're all kind of like fucking Elliott waves. I don't know what the fuck that is. So you're going to be having like harmonics shit in here. But here, the order flow plan, you're going to have the studies and the tools and all the DOM, all the level 2 data that you need to visualize, where you can pretty much get everything you need. You don't need anything above that, basically. From there, you have to get to the Quantower, where you'll go to here, start free Quantower. You're here, you can see, you can actually put in, okay, fuck the email. That's my old email, but you just put your name and email and press download, and then a login, which is a demo login that's valid for a month, will be sent to your email, right? And once this, when this gets sent to your email, it's gonna be a demo like this, demo X, etc., and then a password. You're gonna save those and put it into Motivewave, and you're gonna get free level 2 data. Now, why do you not want to use your prop firm accounts? It's because the prop firm accounts don't usually give you the level 2 data. So you want to be manually inputting this in. So, anyways, going back to the main screen. Okay, so getting in, you're not gonna have this. When you make a new chart, it's gonna be something that looks probably like shit. So Don't mind this DOM, but this DOM, okay, fuck, I'm just gonna close this for a second. I don't know why the fuck didn't connect. Yeah. But yeah, you're probably gonna have a shitty looking chart where it's gonna look something like this. I'll show you. So right now I have my own theme, but the default, I think it's navy, right? Navy with blue red. So this is what you're gonna see. It's gonna look chopped as fuck. So you obviously don't want to be looking at this. There's nothing like valuable on this like fucking trade, right? Also, you have to navigate here. To use the DOM, it's this top right here. There's this tab right here. So this is the DOM. This is the market by order, I think, or this is, I actually don't know what this is. Fuck, never use this shit. But it's similar to the DOM where it shows all the limits and the bid sizes, ask sizes. Then we have the time and sales showing every single order coming into the market right now. This is all live time. And then we have the actual trade tab, but we're not gonna use that. But mostly you're gonna be using the DOM. And if you're trading ES, you would be using the time and sales. So let me show you how to actually set up everything. So having this tab, right? What you wanna do as a order flow trader, usually you wanna have a couple of separate like tabs for all your charts. So the first one I like to have is a footprint chart. So I love using the footprint. Footprint is one of my favorite confirmation tools. So you can see here we have all the deltas, a footprint, we have all the bubbles and everything. So this is one of my main execution charts. And then we have a volume and TPO chart where this is all where you see all your time price opportunity charts, as well as volume. You can see higher time frame context where you're marking your levels, where you're seeing where price is at, where volume is at, etc. on the higher time frame profiles. And then here we have another one. This is another higher time frame profile. This one's in letters. So if you trade the TPO aggressively and you really like to use the more advanced concepts in TPO, you can use this chart, right? And this is especially nice. You have the composite profile. You have all the POCs, the value areas, all sorts of stuff right here, right? So this is another context chart I'll be using. And then I would have another execution chart where this one would be something like this, where you have all the Heiken Ashi candles. And this is just kind of more like a clean chart when you like enter your executions, you'll see like an arrow here, arrow there. Like this is what you kind of post to flex, right? But realistically, because it's not as nice to post on a chart like this, it just does not look as good. Whereas here, like here, like this is a lot smoother and cleaner to look. And especially if you're trading ES where you don't need the bubbles and the footprint, you can directly use this chart to execute and look at the DOM right here, right? You'll be looking at the DOM, placing orders like this, etc. And I have a couple other templates like the execution temp. This, I have the bubbles, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, this one has the bubbles. This is also a clean chart. We also have other kind of like random stuff. I have the delta footprint. The delta footprint right here. You can also change based on what you like. Sometimes people like volume. Sometimes people like delta. The 5 minute chart is also really nice for the volume. For the delta footprint. So in this case, you'd be looking at like this. I don't know why the fuck it's not loading. Give it a second actually. Yeah. You've probably seen this a lot on YouTube as well. So this is how it would look. Something like this, right? And a lot of times you can use it on the 5 minute because 5 minutes is one of the cleanest time frames to be using any sort of footprint on, because you just get a really good visualization of where volume and where clear absorption is at. Like at this candle right here, we have 142 deltas, clear high, etc. So anyways, how do you actually set this up, right? Coming into this chart, so the first thing you want to do is change the colors. So you go to themes, go to custom, and there is a huge ton of settings you can kind of like choose. I like the dark. I created my own, where you just add and you just start putting a bunch of like these, you kind of play with it. Dark theme, put the background, grid lines, etc. I don't really like the grid lines, etc. But yeah, from there you apply it, right? And the bar theme, I have my own as well. CD just stands for, I think, like something dark, something like that. So this way I have something like this, right? And first I want to delete the volume indicator. I don't really use the volume. You can, I don't fucking know like what the purpose is. But first thing I like to create is the TPO, because the TPO and volume profile is probably one of the most important parts in your trading. So first you would go to your studies, the volume based, on the top, studies where pretty much all the indicators and volume, all the necessary components to your charts. So you have here on the volume based, we would add a volume profile right here. Let's use the 30-day take interval. You can play with these settings. The settings here and there we'll add, and in a while you can see right here, bam, we have the volume profile. Now this itself is good, but we would probably ideally want more stuff on our charts, right? Because you can obviously start marking levels already. Like you can mark out low volume nodes, you can mark out shelves. You can see bottom tick right there. But that's not everything to the chart, right? You want to have also TPO. You go to study, go to volume based, go to time price opportunity. So here you can basically, okay, I like to use the 1 day time frame. So it would be like one profile is gonna be 1 day. Tick interval at maybe like 4, I'd say. And subnormal, yeah, 30 number of TPOs. I'll do like 30 TPOs to show the last 30 days. And bang, right there, you get a TPO looking like this. Now the TPO looks kind of fucking chopped in my opinion. So you can customize how you want to look. You can add the cell gradient, no cell. I like cell gradient because it just fucking looks nice. This color is really fucking nice. I'm not gonna lie. There's also letters. Letters, you have to kind of zoom in to look at the individual blocks. This works a lot better on ES, so you can try that on ES as well. From there, cell width, I like to do auto width this way. Like when we update, you can see it, the width adjusts by itself on the profile. And then from there, I like to add the volume profile as well. We'll change the colors to maybe like purple and I don't know, blue. And bam, you have volume profiles right there. Look at how beautiful that looks. And from there, that's pretty much all you need for the profile charts here. And you can add other stuff such as VWAP. I know a lot of great traders use VWAP. You can add the chart session, historical. I don't like using historical minute bars. You have the day, you have the VWAP line, you add the standard deviation bands, such as this, and bang, we'll have this. Give it a second right there. And there we go, VWAP for everything. Then you want to have the, what is it called? We have, let's see. We can do another volume VWAP actually, and this one would be, instead of 1 day, it would be 1 week. So we would have a 1 week VWAP because a lot of people have the weekly VWAP, and it's just simply a lot better, right? Or not simply, fuck, what am I saying? It's like more context towards your trading. Like it's good to know where the weekly VWAP is. So relative to where the average price is based on the volume throughout the week. So there you go. This is what my chart would look like, kinda. If you guys want the templates, I don't know if I'll be making templates, but a lot of templates are going to be available in the server, link in description. It's going to be my server. You can learn all sorts of free shit about Orderflow there, and I'll be posting a lot more content. So other than that, yeah, then let's get to getting the next chart, which is the execution chart, because debatably that's probably one of the most important ones. I like to use a volume chart, so you can go to custom and you can change like whatever linear volume, etc. I like to use the 250 volume chart. So we'll create one there, delete this shit because you don't need that. Then you'll have an empty chart like this, right? Now the number one thing to do with the what is it called? The execution charts is to, hold on, let me see. Is to change it to Heikinashi and add the RSI bars. So the RSI bars, I don't really use them. You could, I don't know what the actual like uses are, but for RSI bars, you would go here and you can create pretty much like gradient looking bars. So I'd have like neutral color, like I'll do like gray. I'll have the top color black and red, something like this, and you can see like how we start making like, it's just really clean, to be honest. That's why I like especially love the RSI bars. You can play the settings to see how you like it. But overall, that's how essentially you would want it to look. So you have like basically overextended areas. And then from there, you would want to add the footprint or the delta imprint right here. This is called the leg to leg profile. And what we can do this by is go to study, go to volume based, and go to volume imprint. So this is actually a footprint, but you don't want to enable all these settings. You want to disable this and go straight to the summary profile and then enable that. Profile, right? Change the type from profile to delta. And then in the delta, I think, let me see. We'll just add it first to see, okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not gonna look good. We're gonna displace it to the left. This way we can, yeah, okay, we'll do 400, I'll say. We'll do 400. This way we can go directly, and you see there's a bar here. I don't really like the bar. So we'll disable the intraday bar as well. Go to summary profile. Let's see, delta. Time, yeah, visible bars. So this way it shows the most recent values. Go back to the display, I think. Show, yeah, delete this, okay. And these are the colors you can select pretty much. This way you can make it look as good as possible. You can notice how there's a POC as well. If you don't want the POC, just disable the POC outline. There we go. And you get something like this. And I like to use a more bigger tick size because you don't want to be looking at delta every single tick. Summary profile is more for like overall direction. So areas of absorption. So I like to use like eight ticks maybe. So this is like way block here. This way you can see like this shows, you can see this is a leg to leg, right? Whatever's on this screen right now is showing whatever the delta is right there. So if we go to a really small area, you can see this is all the range that's being accumulated for this delta profile. So this is extremely nice. I actually use my fault. I'm a little bit sick, but we'll do this as the 500 volume, and you can see very nice. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. You can also add the big trades if you want, because I know a lot of people trading NASDAQ will want the big trades. You will go to the big trades, obviously. Change the opacity. I like probably like 35%, I'd say. Auto circle, put the minimum trade size or whatever you want. I do like 20 usually. Shows any trade bubbles above 20 lot. And there you go. That's fucking beautiful. And from there, you can add VWAP and other shit if you want. I personally don't really like use VWAP. I trade very heavily on Orderflow only. So, but I know a lot of people like using VWAP. You can add VWAP same way as how you do the other ones. Like this. Look at that. You have VWAP. You're gonna be trading, and this is just fucking amazing, man. Like these fucking templates just look amazing. But yeah. Anyways, then we get to the actual DOM. The DOM is very important as well. I'll show you guys how to make the DOM. It's very specific on the way you want to do it, because you want to do this wrong, because this is actual data you are looking at real time. The first thing you want to do is, so looking at my DOM right here, I have the at bid, at ask. And the volume at the start. At bid means volume executed at the bid. So these are sellers. That's why they're red, at bid. So they're sellers hitting into the bid. And the blue ones are buyers hitting into the ask or taking the offers, which is why it's at the ask, basically. That's one thing you need to know. Make sure you don't screw these around. So we'll go into the DOM setting by right clicking. At bid, at ask. You want to do, let me figure this out real quick. So obviously this is gonna look like shit, right? This is like ugly as fuck. Delete the show P&L, you don't really need it. Dividers, let's see here. We'll do horizontal, I'll do vertical lines, because vertical lines, in my opinion, look nice. Then we'll do, let's see here. Price column, we'll do at bid, at ask, okay. I think I'll see this if this works. I don't know if this works. Okay, it's not showing up. I actually forgot. I think it might be in the columns. Okay. Price, LTQ. Okay, whatever. So I'll just show my settings on my actual DOM. So this way you guys can copy. But this is essentially every single tab. I'll let you guys copy. So the general right here. Then we have the dividers. Price columns, all the price columns are here. LTQ, volume, bid ask delta, at bid, at ask. This is the most important column pretty much. Bid ask counts, notes, orders, bottom panel, exit strategies. There's nothing really there. But on this, you want also, I'll make this bigger actually. There's another one I have, reload. is bigger. So this column is the pull stack. I'll explain in the actual DOM video, but this one overall is extremely it's not extremely important, but I use it most times to see where limits are gauging. But on the bid at ask, this is where the actual bid and ask are. So you can see right here, these are all the limits on the ask side, these are the limits on the bid side, and these are bids hitting into the ask, right? And these ones are buyers hitting into the offer. So that's basically how it works. This is the volume, of course. So you want to generally have a DOM template similar to this. This way you can kind of like have a execution, like a smoother execution process. You don't want to have your DOM looking like shit like this, because like here, right here, without the at bid, at ask, you can't gauge any proper information. So it's important to set up your DOM properly. Anyways, from there, last thing I'll show you for now, it will be how to set up the footprint. So we'll go to charts, we'll make a new chart. I'll do volume 500 as usual. We'll close the DOM because in this one, I don't need the DOM. You could use that if you want, but from here, I like to use the hollow candles because this way I can see the actual stuff inside the footprint, right? So first, you want to go to study, go to volume based, go to volume imprint. And from there, let's just add it so you can see how it customizes. So first, you're going to have it look like this. This looks fucking chopped as hell. You don't want to be using that, right? You want to have the imprint count. I like to set it to like 4,000 usually. So this way, like I can see a bunch of the past. You can see all the volume bars. So this itself is technically already the footprint. But to make it look better, I like using the delta footprint for myself. I don't really use the volume because I think volume can already be gauged using the DOM itself, whereas delta is by price. So delta is, like, for me personally, a lot more important. So I change the column to delta. And this way you have it look like this. This looks fucking chopped. You don't really want it like this. I like to have it as histogram. So let's go to display. We'll have the color method. Okay, yeah, I'll just do red and blue. Very nice. Very, very nice. So from there, histogram scaling, I'll do, oh no, don't change that. We'll go to delta, I think, show imbalance. Where's the histogram? Oh, it's in display, I think. So there is a show open close. Let me see this. Oh yeah, I don't really want the show open close, so just remove that as well. Okay, let me check. Give me a sec. Oh yeah, histogram. Enable the histogram for the delta. This way you can see delta by like histogram. I like my tick interval at 4, depending on the volatility. Sometimes at 4, sometimes at 2. In this case, instead of 500 vol, I'll do like a 15-minute bar because today is not really like that volatile. You'll have something like this, right? So this is ideally what you want. Looking great, looking clean. The delta. What else do we have? Okay, so POC, I like to change probably to like white or something. I don't really like yellow. And then for our other thing is the filters. So we'll go to delta. There's filter by size. What we can do here is to eliminate all the useless size. So all these deltas with like 9, 5, -9, like all these noise pretty much. You can filter by size, where I like to use 25 usually for my filter, depending on the type of things. We'll do filter on text and color. So it will basically change the color of the bar where it's useless information, or not useless, but like less useful information. So I like to use it as gray. This way I only see the most important deltas. So in this case, 126, 116, 114, 43, like these are big numbers on the delta where they're important to look at, right? I don't know why this is super small. I low-key want to make it like, yeah, text bigger, the max width. Oh yeah, max width, I think this is where you show. Yeah, this is max width. So I usually like to do max width. This way I can see like very cleanly. And that's pretty much the delta footprint. This is very clean. You can also do imbalance footprints as well. I had a really clean imbalance footprint template. You just change it right here. So the delta, you do the bid ask, I think. Oh no, not the bid ask. It's the ladder. Ladder, yeah. So there's a ladder. This shows every single volume executed on the bid and the ask, similar to exactly how the DOM does it. So it's literally just the DOM. but visualize on this footprint. So if you have an edge in that, or if you want to build your own edge using this type of footprint, obviously, always you feel free to do so. You can have imbalances as well, having delta filters. You would have support and resistance lines. You can turn these on, kind of play with these. You can see these are imbalances. You can make them highlighted them as well, where you can have different fonts, colors, depending on how much the bid and ask are differentiated by. For example, like 230 compared to 77 on the diagonal, because we usually compare diagonal on the bid and ask and change that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Motivewave. And I think that's gonna be it for today's video. It's getting long, it's 25 minutes. I hope if you're a beginner, I hope this is everything you need to set up and get started with order flow trading. And yeah, start getting your first payouts. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to join my Discord below if you want mentorship. I'm taking a couple of students if you want to DM me. But other than that, that's gonna be it. We're creating something huge in this industry. There's not a lot of great order flow educators out here, so I really want to be able to teach my knowledge and help you guys out with everything I know. I've had 2 years of experience in this already. I'm traded with some of the best traders out there. And yeah, man, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.